Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of War Thunder. In this episode you can see I'm in an ME410, the version with the 50mm cannon. I'm in the B version, which doesn't really have any difference between the A version. In the other ME410s they get 13mm machine guns. Because we don't have any, we don't get any. I think the 50mm version did have other weapons, but we don't get them in the game at the moment. As you probably guess, I'm in the Guardian Angel event, a realistic battle event. Basically, the Americans have to defend their bombers while they bomb the factory, and we have to shoot them down. It's always been quite lopsided against the Germans traditionally, because obviously we had the ridiculously highly accurate gunners on the American bombers, but that seems to have changed, obviously, quite a bit. They're not so accurate now, and I think the Germans may have some extra planes in their, like more players, and I think they've been given an extra choice of planes. I could be wrong, but it's definitely made the event a lot more fair for the Germans. The only problem, well, the other problem is the Americans themselves. They're allowed bombers, so a lot of people choose bombers, think they'll get the really accurate AI. That's been changed, and so they get slaughtered quite quickly. Basically leaving the, few American pilots who have taken fighters. I mean, I haven't used bombers in it so far, but we've been taking fighters as the Americans and just been getting slaughtered. You can see the weird effects of the river through the propellers. I'm sorry about that. There's a bit of a graphical glitch you'll see in a minute. We're getting near to the bombers, about 3 kilometres out, so, getting close to the range where we can open fire. You can see that graphical glitch coming up. I think it's to do with where they fly over the river. Like I said in my last video, I've been having some problems with them. No hits so far. Oh, well, we got a hit. We haven't got any critical hits yet. I think my gunner gets knocked out pretty early. I'm not sure exactly when, but I mean, you saw him firing then, but when I wanted him later on, he was dead, so, or unconscious as the game calls it. Just coming round for another attack on the enemy from behind this time, obviously, which is kind of better. Makes me an easier target, but hopefully we can, get more time to shoot them. Nearly took out one of my own teammates. Trying to sort of range my fire with the 50mm cannon, but it's just not really working at the moment. I do get a hit in a minute. I think the next shot will be a hit, possibly. Possibly the one after that. Burst of fire came at me. I still don't know where the hell it came from. Unless it was the bomber in front, getting like really accurate AI again. For a split second. Finally got a hit, knocked one of their gunners unconscious. But not really getting many hits after that. Just opening fire with 20mm now. Still not much damage, but we're getting there. Still think we knocked another gunner unconscious, unless that was the same one from earlier. Starting to do damage to the fuselage, but I'm getting quite near now, so I've turned the engine throttle down, put the combat flaps up, not the air brake because I don't want to lose too much speed. Starting to open fire on the next bombers. See, the 50mm isn't actually doing all that. I'm getting a few sparks, which is where it hits and doesn't do any damage, which is quite annoying. Just trying to put a few shots into a lot of bombers. Once one's on fire, I just leave it really. Hopefully it'll burn itself out, but. It's put its fire out, so realigning for another shot, and boom! Just blew it to pieces. Well, maybe not pieces, but went down pretty easily. And the next one, first shot, fire in the engine. It's already lost a few engines, I think. Yeah, it's already lost some already, and yeah, there we go. Battle's practically won at this point, and. As I was saying with saying earlier, the Americans have a disadvantage in that. Oh, look at all the parachutes there. As I was saying, they have a disadvantage in that everyone seems to fly bombers. I didn't really see any, I don't think. I'm having to watch this in a smaller screen because it's on Movie Maker, but don't really recall seeing any American bombers in this match. But don't really recall seeing many fighters either. I mean, I was pretty much unmolested for most of the match. I only actually get attacked now. This is where I realised my gunner's dead. But the enemy have only got one bomber, and I think he's already crashing. He's just not dead yet, so... Obviously I'm trying to escape. I don't want to have to pay a repair bill So I think I had 3 repairs where it'll repair itself for free anyway, but I didn't want to, you know, get shot down if I could help it. So, mission objective failed. I think there's a bit of a glitch because we actually won the match, and obviously they didn't get any bombs off. I think that glitch has been around for a while in this event. I'm not entirely sure why, but it just seems to count it as an event fail. So I'm just trying to dive away. I was thinking of landing, and then obviously we won the match. So off to the airfield, just trying to stay alive, and we've practically won. So there's the match where we won as Germany. Now you're probably wondering, where's the one where you won as America? I assume that's next. Sort of. Like I said, America's been having a lot of troubles with the this event. Mainly their own fault because a lot of them are choosing bombers, and leaving the fighters completely gunned and outnumbered. I've been playing a lot of games. I've won a few of them, but I've usually died pretty quickly, and usually they're only technical wins. Like a couple of bombers have just dived down and bombed the target quickly, which isn't really that good because obviously it's not really what the event's all about. See here, we came second place, got a good amount of RP and a good amount of lions. So I'll show you one of my better American matches. So here we are in a P-47, got 10 rockets, could have taken some bombs, you know, and just dive down to attack the factory, but like I said, not something I particularly agree with. It's all, you know, it's not in keeping with what the game's actually meant to be about. You can see that graphical glitch again, and it's just kind of annoying that it's happened. You know, that the matches keep ending in this. You know, either Germans annihilating the bombers or bombers diving through, you know, to 1,000 meters and winning the match that way. So at this point, I'm just sort of trying to close in the distance. Obviously, got a bit of height, about 5,000 meters. We're above the bombers. Can't see the enemy yet. Like I said, I'm doing this on Movie Maker, so the screen's quite small. Just passing one of our bombers. I don't think this match had too many people playing as American bombers, but I've seen some matches where the whole, you know, practically the whole team is made up of bombers, and obviously that puts us at a bit of a disadvantage, which obviously helps us to lose the game. Like I said, I think the Germans have got some extra aircraft as well, so that's helped them a lot. I think they've got the Bf-109 that can take the 30mm cannon, and I've actually seen some of them becoming the bomber hunters. I think before there used to be 1 or 2 interceptors, so you had everyone going as Me-410s and the 1 or 2 interceptor planes being used for, well, taking out the Americans, whereas now there's a very wide array of them, so obviously a lot of them are going after the bombers as well. And there's the first fighters. I'm trying to really focus on the bombers, the Me-410s, but I end up diving in for some of the Bf-109s and Focke-Wulfs anyway. So I'm trying to get a shot on this Me-410, but not sure. I think I'll get a hit. I can't quite remember. Just trying to trying to roll the plane to get a shot on him. Just starting to get near him. And there's a Focke-Wulf 190, and well, obviously we're going to shoot him with rockets. First strike of the match was a rocket kill. Didn't expect to actually get a kill with them. Was meant to be saving them for that initial dive at the beginning, but I forgot to use them, so I just fired them off and managed to get a lucky kill. Trying to, you know, you can see there's quite a lot of German aircraft, and you know, not half-air bombers, but a lot of them already on fire and crashing. I'm just being swarmed by bombers, German fighters here. You know, you can see the American. You know, it becomes apparent the Americans are outnumbered at this point. Because, you know, it's bad enough if it was all given fighters, but because some of us are allowed to take bombers, which I think shouldn't really be allowed or should be limited. It sort of ruins a really good event that, you know, protecting a bomber stream when half the players can become bombers and just dive down on the target. It sort of defeats the whole point of the match of recreating a bomber raid from, you know, over Germany. I don't remember in the Memphis Belle the bombers just diving down to bomb their targets to evade German fighters. I mean, yeah, I've got a few hits, and trying to go after this Focke-Wulf, and any second now, or maybe not now, but in a minute, you will probably see one of my wings ripped off from an enemy fighter. I don't think I've managed to get a shot on this aircraft. You can see I'm not the best pilot anyway. I mean, I managed to miss all my shots, but yeah, at this point I lose my wing. Didn't really stay for the rest of the match. But we did win it in the end. I tried doing a replay, but it didn't really show much from it. Now, here's one of my other matches. This is actually my first one, I think. This is probably my second best match as the Americans. Actually, I didn't get any kills, but I got quite a lot of assists in this one, I think. It's actually quite telling when I've got more kills or shoot downs in the one German match I had compared to like the 6 or so American ones I had. Like I said, I'm not a very good pilot, but I suppose it's not really fair as well because the Germans have to shoot down AI bombers, so it was obviously quite easy. Yeah, this one I did. I could have done. This could have been my best one, but a lot of the planes, I just didn't get to shoot them down. I got a lot of assists. I set a lot of them on fire. Again, got the rockets. Don't know if I use them in this match, but just trying to climb up some altitude. Sort of looking for the enemy in the distance. This is a really fun event, I must say, but it's quite hard for the Americans because they, see them, nearly half the team's bombers, which kind of ruins it. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so fighters against like, I don't know how many Germans have, but they've almost a full team, so that's like 16 people. And yeah, I don't think the Americans need more players. I think they just need the ability to play as bombers disabled. And for this event, 10 fighters against 16 Germans plus 15 AI bombers, or 12 AI bombers. It should be an even fight, but at the moment it's basically 4 to 6 fighters against about 16 fighters. So none of my rockets did any good. Trying to go for the ME410s, which there's a lot of them. Well, you can see how many fighters there are in this little bit of video. So I'm starting to get some hits, and just about set him on fire, and knocked his gunner unconscious, but only an assist. So not great, but not terrible either. Got some more hits. Another plane's on fire, probably from the B-17s. I think I started a second fire, possibly, in his other engine. The ME410s too have it quite hard if they lose one of their engines, because they're sort of stuck in a weird position where they're not dead, but they can't take part in the fight anymore because the bombers don't stop. They just keep on flying. Once you lost your engine, you're basically out of the match. You're, limited to taking down low-flying aircraft, and even then they have to be pretty badly damaged for you to have a chance of taking them out. So I'm trying to go for this one. It's the one with the 50mm cannon, so, not exactly the most manoeuvrable aircraft ever. Getting some hits in, and I think any second now. Right, an enemy, I think that was it. The enemy pilot comes up from behind me. Sort of tunnel visioned in a little bit. I'm starting to run low on ammo anyway, and their pilot knocked out. I actually watched the plane on replay later, and it just circled around the map. It was quite funny. It never actually crashed. I thought planes were meant to despawn after like 10 seconds, but maybe where I stayed in the game. I don't know. But yeah, so we ended up losing this one. The bombers never got to their target. AI or human. The human ones were still diving when they, when it ended. But yeah, it's a fun event. I've had a lot of fun as Germans, but I only played 1 or 2 matches because, I was trying to get my Americans to, win for the Americans for this video. Plus, I'm trying to unlock I was trying to unlock the P63, so it was logical to use the P47 American to do that. Whereas with the Germans, I'm trying to unlock the BF109G. There's no aircraft. The aircraft before that, the F4, isn't in this event, so I wouldn't get the XP bonus. Whereas with the P47, I'm trying to unlock the P63, so I would get the bonus. So yeah, it's a fun little event. But I think the Americans, it used to be. I shouldn't complain. The Americans used to have it pretty easy because of the AI gunners, but Gaijin patched that a little while ago, so it's a lot easier for the Germans now. It's a lot fairer. I just think they now need to get rid of the player aircraft, player bombers. You know, so it can be an actual escort fighters versus interceptors rather than, you know, fighters and bombers v interceptors. But yeah, fun little event. You know, I know I've complained a lot about it, but for the Germans it's definitely fun. And if you're playing as American, you can make it work if you're a good pilot, unlike myself. So yeah, fun little event. Had fun playing on it. Hope to get some more videos up soon. Because I haven't done any for a while. Like I said, I'm back at university now, so I will try and get some footage of 1.43 on the dev server, or when it's up on the live server. I actually tried to go on the dev server, and well, basically they said, "Oh, dev server will be up for 2 hours." Went on there, or tried to get on there, had to download some stuff. They said, "Okay, because you had to download this stuff, it won't be open." And then they opened it anyway, so I just got on there, had literally 2 minutes, and then they closed it again. But yeah, it was all sort of confusion. But I'll try and get some more videos because I haven't done many of War Thunder lately, or maybe I'll do some of other games as well because I haven't done any other games for a while as well. Neither. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you like the video. Leave feedback, can always do with some feedback. And subscribe if you like these sorts of videos. And well, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.